Hey everybody, it's been 2 weeks, so it's time for another Taiji development log. I'm Matthew Van Dievener, and Taiji is a open world adventure puzzle game that's sort of inspired by The Witness, so if that type of thing sounds interesting to you, then there's a link in the description to find out more. So as you can see, we're heading into spring and rapidly approaching summer, and my yard desperately needs to be mowed and has not been mowed yet. So what have I been doing instead of mowing the yard? Well, I've still been working on art for the end game area, although that's done now, so I'm finished with the art, and I've really just been doing like implementation and building out that area and trying to put everything together. So that stuff's sort of working and sort of not working now. One of the complicating factors is like the end game area actually spatially overlaps with a lot of the rest of the game, and a lot of that stuff was not really designed to have something overlapping over top of it. So even though most of those areas have already had stuff done where, you know, say you can walk under a bridge and then go up some stairs and then walk over it, well, they then don't expect that you can also walk on something that's on top of that. And that's sort of like essentially the type of, I guess, phase in the project that I'm in right now. You know, like I don't have time to come up with some clean way to make this work. So if the thing I have to do is have like two versions of the same thing that just swap out depending on where you are or whatever, I'll just do something like that. So it doesn't exactly make me happy every day when I'm working on it, because sometimes the stuff I'm doing is a little bit gross in terms of the technical implementation, but I guess if it works and it helps me ship the game faster, then that's good, right? So with that said, I'm pretty happy with how the end game has actually come out from a visual perspective. There's some nice flowing water there, and there's this big tree, and there's these little bridges that are kind of like pieces that are floating around and swirling, and then they kind of slowly coalesce together into a bridge that you can walk across. So that's all coming along fairly well, I'd say. Even though there's still more to do, I think it's coming along straightforwardly at this point, at least. Apart from that, I've been kind of sprinkling in a little bit of puzzle design here and there. There were a few things that I needed to do to kind of finish up the design for the mill area before I actually go back and do the art for that. So that I think is done now, but I actually did a little bit of, you know, back of the napkin math, and I realized that there's between 15 and 32 different ways that you can combine the mechanics in the game, kind of depending on what exactly you count as a separate mechanic. And I doubt I'm going to hit that upper number in terms of like having at least a puzzle that represents that. But I've done all but 4 of the like 15 kind of rough or more broad groups. So I guess that pretty much specifies like what the next 4 puzzles that I need to design are, because I need to cover those last kind of 4 bases, at least for me to feel okay about it, even if I'm not going all the way to there's 32 different possible things. It's just at a certain point you're kind of exhausting maybe the patience of most players just to say that you did all those puzzles in the game. I guess that pretty much does it for this week's update, or this fortnight's update on Taiji. So thanks for watching, and hopefully you'll subscribe to the channel so that you can keep up with these, and of course wishlist the game on Steam if you haven't, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Have a good one, everybody.